Made it 13 out of 14 college basketball winners last night with a top-rated 15-dime release, number 14 out of 16, in fact, with Colorado State, a 1.5-point road dog, which shocked the hell out of me, winning easily, which did not shock me, by 10 points at Fresno State. Now listen, guys, Colorado State, I have to be honest with you. What did I know about the Rams up until a week ago? Absolutely nothing. Not a damn thing. But I loved them last night. And I got to just tell you quickly the genesis of that play. The key to my handicapping success in college basketball is that I read every single AP game recap. Formerly being a reporter, I've always used the beat writers and the AP game wraps as my eyes and ears. Because listen, these guys, the writers, they're the ones that are around the teams day in, day out. No different than when I used to be around teams, in locker rooms, around players and coaches and on the courts, etc. You get a sense of how teams are playing. Again, they're my eyes and ears. So on a Saturday, when there's 100 college basketball games, I read the game recaps of every single one and I take notes. And those mental notes as well are the ones that sometimes come back and trigger plays maybe 7 days later. But that's where the genesis of the Colorado State play came to be. Now listen, reading 100 college basketball recaps on a Saturday, not the most fun thing in the world, but that's what I do for a living. It takes 3 or 4 hours, but that's what you pay me to do because you don't have the time, and that's the key. I don't believe in all that computer analysis. I don't believe in all that crap when you see these guys that tell you, hey, when so-and-so team plays a team with a winning percentage of 400 or better at home, when they're wearing blue socks with stripes on the third Sunday of the lunar calendar month, what does all that crap mean? It means that they were wise enough to write a computer program that comes up with all those weird-ass variables. It's meaningless. But a week ago, on Wednesday, I happened to be looking at the game between Nevada and Colorado State. And I saw that Colorado State won a barn burner. Great game, 92-91 at home against Nevada, went down to the final second. And it was just a heartbreaking loss for Nevada. And I thought to myself, wow, this Nevada team that I used so extensively a year ago and made me so much money just continues to flounder, as I knew they would because they didn't have the talent level in Steve Alford's first season that they did last year when Eric Musselman, who's now at Arkansas, had such a great quality team. And I thought, my goodness, you're coming off a back-breaking loss like that one, a real heartbreaker. Where were they going to go next? And I saw that they were going to Boise. And I knew that, having read the recap, that they had owned Boise over the years. And Boise was going to be in revenge. So I thought to myself, okay, I've got to circle that game and think about when I handicap the Saturday card. So I get down handicapping the Saturday card. I had a collection of games. I came to that Boise State game. And as you know, I had to raise the bar 20-dime release on Boise because I thought they're in revenge. They're playing at home. And even though Boise had lost 8 straight games to Nevada, I thought this is the ideal time to go with Boise. Broncos had their blackout game at home. They came out and they just pummeled the Wolfpack. But then in reviewing the 100-some games on Saturday, I saw the Colorado State, even though they had that dramatic win, they showed no letdown. They just crushed UNLV in their home game on Saturday. So as I handicapping yesterday's card, I saw that Colorado State now had won 7 out of 8 games because I had now read about them in 2 straight games. I'd seen that they had 4 double-digit scores. And I looked at that line last night and I thought, how is Colorado State on a 7-1 roll, a team that easily beat Fresno State the first time they played in Fort Collins, getting 1.5 points against a Fresno State team that has just been a 5-5 team at home and had played miserable ball over the past 6 weeks? Game, set, match. There are sometimes games jump off the board and screaming, bet me, bet me, bet me. I don't have to be hit over the head with a 2x4 to know those are the games you bet. And that's how Colorado State, a team I knew nothing about 7 days ago, not a damn thing, became my best bet yesterday. Listen, a couple other things I came across in reading last night's games. You saw Penn State won outright at Michigan State, handing Tom Izzo's team its second straight loss and first conference home loss of the season. Why did Michigan State lose that game? Because Penn State scored 21 points off of Michigan State's 15 turnovers, and Penn State 11 offensive rebounds turned that into 15 second chance points. You saw Tennessee rallied from 15 points down in the first half to snap a 3-game losing streak to win in overtime 69-68 at Alabama. And how ironic that the Volunteers in their previous game blew a 6-point halftime lead and lost to Mississippi State. Now the proverbial shoe was on the other foot, this time for the Vols. Alabama entered that game as the 4th highest scoring team in the nation, but they were held to just 68 points, 14 points under their season average by the SEC's stingiest defensive team, Tennessee. And the Volunteers out-rebounded them 42-33, and they went to the line 32 times. Only hit 23 of those 32, but still managed to escape with the victory. You saw that Auburn won 79-76 as a 1-point underdog at Arkansas. Auburn closed that game on a 15-4 run to force overtime, and they won that game despite going 8 for 31 on 3-pointers. The key, though, in that game, really, it was a game that was decided even before Arkansas took the floor, as far as I'm concerned, because Auburn's depth won this contest. Razorbacks, shortly before the game, announced that their second leading scorer, Isaiah Joe, their guard, who could potentially be a lottery pick next year, underwent knee surgery that's going to keep him on the sidelines indefinitely. Number 2 scorer, 16 points a game, so somebody else has to step up. Unfortunately, their number 3 scorer, Jimmy Witt Jr., 15.4 points a game, 0 for 7 and goes scoreless last night. So those are some of the interesting things I came across in handicapping and reviewing last night's card. For tonight, I'm going to once again go back to the Mountain West Conference and go with Utah State minus the 11 at home in revenge against UNLV. A UNLV team, as I said, that's coming off a 95-77 loss at Colorado State on Saturday. That was the Rebels' 3rd straight loss. They're now 1-3 on the conference road. They also lost by 14 at Nevada, by 7 at Boise State, and their lone wins in the conference road coming at Wyoming and Fresno, 2 bottom dwellers. Now, they won their first meeting at the Thomas & Mack Center handily, 70-53. It was the Mountain West Conference opener for both teams. But listen, I got to put an asterisk next to that. It was played January 1st in Nevada. Why any college team plays on New Year's Day is beyond me. But think about that. You're a college basketball team from Logan, Utah. You're in Sin City. You're playing on New Year's Day, which means you spent New Year's Eve in Las Vegas. How focused are you going to be playing on New Year's Day? Think about it. 17 to 22-year-old guys spending Las Vegas on New Year's Eve, and then you're asked to play basketball on New Year's Day. Yeah, you remember when you were 17 to 22. If you were on New Year's Eve, what would you be doing in Vegas? Just saying. Okay, Utah State back home after an 80-68 loss at San Diego State on Saturday. Everybody loses to San Diego State. So what's the big deal there? That snapped their 3-game winning streak. They are 11-1 at home. Surprise, surprise. The lone loss came against San Diego State. Otherwise in conference, they've been in Colorado State by 16, Air Force by 25, Nevada by 10, Fresno State by 7. You got a UNLV team that's 2-6 on the road, and Utah State has won 3 straight in Logan and 4 or 5 against this UNLV team. So it's a big number, but in revenge, I think it's worth laying it and going with Utah State as your complimentary play. As for me, I'm going for winning day number 19 out of 23 with basketball winner number 15 out of 17. But tonight, the best bet is in the NBA, where I've got my revenge game of the month. And you get it just like all the other winners the past 3 weeks as the half price play of the day by using coupon code EARLY. And keep in mind that I also have a March Mayhem Super Saver package where you can save $100 off on any package of 60 plays or longer simply by using my last name, which if you haven't figured it out by now after watching this video and seeing my lovely face on this page, it's DeMarco. That's it. Good luck, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.